Hello, it's Christmas again. This is Audio Heads by Geeks Assembled, and today we've been listening to an audio story about Ianto and about the Grey Mare in Wales, which Lee will fill you in on some really cool lore that he's read up on, and I will pass it over to him. What are your opening thoughts, Lee, on the Grey Mare by Torchwood?
Torchwood, the Grey Mare, a solo audio adventure which Torchwood seem to do every month for each character in the series. Um, it's great. Yeah, it's such a Christmas, which Torchwood seems to do more every year than the Doctor Who range does these
It
days.
seems to be the truth, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm quite happy with that because Torchwood seems to go more the supernatural, the spooky, and Christmas time you've got to have a ghost story. And this is one based on factual folklore in from Wales. I think it's from southern Wales. They do have a Mari Lwyd um, procession going from house to house, um, where the villagers have a make as it says a puppet with a skull's head, with a horse's skull's head, um, or the dressing flowing gowns with the skull.
Wow.
So that's,
That's intense.
I mean, yeah. When listening to this story, you think, so look up and say, wow, it is based on factual things, and they do. So the authors have done the homework. Um, yeah, it's a story of Ianto Jones wanting a quiet Christmas on his own. None of his family around. None of Yanto's uncle Kevin with his farting Rottweiler being around. Um, just wants to sit there eating nuts and drinking brandy over Christmas. So he books himself into a cottage.
Mhm.
Um, and of course,
It turns
that's
out
when
to be haunted.
it turns out to be that there is something not right with the legend of the Mari Lwyd.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's where it all starts. You've got the sort of not crazy, but sort of out there bonkers. Um, what do you call it? The house owner, the who lets out the houses for holidaymakers. You have one of the villagers, Daniel, and the rest of it is to say it's a story of survival.
Oh my gosh. And they try to survive. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like a vampire. The Mary Lwyd cannot enter your home without being invited first.
Uh-huh. That's right.
So, so you've got to invite the Mary Lwyd in, which is a good thing because they don't want them in. But it is attracted by the light and the heat and the food because you've got to feed the Mary Lwyd.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's the whole thing of the story, really. Yeah, I enjoyed this. So this will be the so I listened to it last year when it was released, and this year
Yeah.
this will be the third time I've listened to it now. I re-listened to it this morning. Uh,
Hmm.
it's not too long. It's what 60 minutes long, something like that.
Yeah. It's not. It's a really it's a
And
really
and,
tight
and
story. Go ahead.
also from as soon as you start the story, it's straight into after the introduction of Annie and that lot, the action starts and it's non-stop after that. So it's not a slow burner. It goes straight into it.
No, I know.
Uh,
It's that was really good.
yeah. So yeah, an enjoyable, spooky ghost story for Christmas, Torchwood style.
Yeah, so I agree. It's got like the perfect atmosphere for the Christmas stories, and it's definitely comes at you with like a down home kind of feel. It's it is a question. It does make you question, you know, your neighborhoods, like and how you treat your neighbors too. So that's also, you know, I'm sure part of like the questioning, part of what the authors wanted to do. I think there's like two authors on this.
Yeah, it's Lauren Lauren Mooney and Stuart Pringle.
Yeah, so I mean, there were two authors, and you could see that they both wanted to like ask the question, like, how do you treat your neighbors? How are your neighbors? Are they like friends? Are they like family? Are they foes?
Mm. Yeah.
Then there's a sense that this creature that comes a knocking is is going to uh is going to stay and devour everything in sight. But it turns out that they end up devouring everything. They either eat it or tough it down the loo or throw it out or pour it down the drain, which is like, it's like maddening, you know, for poor people who listen to this. Jeez. Dang it,
Yeah.
Ianto, you must be too rich for your own blood.
Well, the amount of stuff he took to the cottage just for himself.
Yes. Yes. So he wasn't planning on drinking everything and eating everything. He said that he was going to do something, like he was going to eat some and then put some away, or give it to the next person who lets the place or whatever. So anyway, and then the other thing that's really creepy about this is that when the horse knocks, you can almost hear like a hoof
Mhm.
knocking at the door instead of I mean, the neighbor knocks and it's pretty abrupt and pretty noisy. But then there's this one that sounds like something metal hitting the door, and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound like a fist or a foot. It sounds like a bloody hoof. So that was kind of crazy.
Mm.
And the way that they described the Mary, what is it called?
The Mari Lwyd.
Mari Lwyd was pretty brutal, and like she was yeah, like her story was they really wove it into all of the town's like history, you know. They kind of went and sewed that into the history of the town or the village or whatever. And then the other thing that really is oogie is like the way that the family who you know, the stories of the families I mean, there's two sets of stories. One set of stories, it's all the supernatural stuff that's really like, this is why this is happening and stuff. And then there's the other side of the story, which is more medical and psychological and uh responding to, you know, personal violence in the family. So like those two things are, you know, not mutually exclusive. So I'm, you know, I think it's somewhere in the middle. Anyway, like, so that was really interesting. It was yeah, and you could tell, like, once again, these two stories in our weekend this weekend doing audio adventures are based around a house that has a darkness to it.
Mhm.
And the townspeople in this town, they knew that this house was cursed. They kept saying that this house was cursed. And then they also but they also really wanted to like bring Ianto into their home, like the couple, or not the couple, but the mother kind of figure, who she really brought him in. Who is she played by?
Oh, Annie, what was her name?
Yeah, Annie.
Annie Watkins, Rhiannon Morgan.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was so good. It was like, first of all, she had to overcome all of the stuff, like the Ianto was going through, like that pushing people away moment that he was in. And then she had to be there for him when things started getting weird. And so, that's another step. And then there's like the whole, expectation of the expectation of him joining them for their Christmas. Yeah, Annie and her son Daniel, right?
Um, no, Daniel wasn't her son, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
He was just a passerby, a villager, I think. As far as yeah, it wasn't said that Daniel was his son.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, those two were quite. Well, they were just really endearing, because, I mean, Ianto had every reason, even after describing the rift and stuff, and trying to push people away, you know, strong arm them, frozen elbow, whatever. He ended up joining up with them and really combating this sort of nightmare,
Mm.
because he was able to, you know it wasn't like he'd actually completely run out of reserves. But I think that he'll probably need a vacation from his vacation, like you do.
Well,
So, like if
yeah,
you're running around with the doctor, or you're running around with Torchwood, you're gonna need a vacation from your vacation. I mean, Paradise Towers was no paradise, and this little cottage with the Grey Mare. Oh my gosh! Anyway, and the horse was they never really described the horse. So, like, that was another thing, is like, you just get into the story and you're like, you like coming up with your own whole, like, theory on what the horse is, and who the horse is, and what the horse is doing, and whether or not the horse is really dead, or really a robot, or really a, just completely a zombie or whatever.
it was a manifestation, if I'm concerned, of the folklore.
Yep, it was a manifestation. Anyway, like there were zombies and stuff that uh And I just think that there's just a lot of there's a lot. Ianto really can't help but help. He really is a servant at heart. He's a really great character, and his kind of giving of himself is just so great. It's so kind. He's such a kind guy. I mean, at times I think he's overpowered by Jack. But at times I think that the only way Jack could ever be able to like stay centered at all in reality is to have a boyfriend like Ianto. I mean, that's just the way I think. I but then there's also like Ianto's introversion. He is going to need some time to refuel himself by reading and sitting still and not be bothered by other people or supernatural manifestations for a while. I think that might be, that he just needs a vacation from his vacation. And so I really like this story, and it is properly spooky. And yes, it has to do with Christmas because this thing actually happens at Christmas, part of Christmas folklore. It's like Krampus and all these other things that are just like, say what? Where'd that come from? And so like that. So like, yeah, Grey Mare is like that. It's like that kind of weird, and it's fun. Like Hogfather. If you're living in on Discworld, it's like Hogfather. Anyway, I really enjoy it a lot. And like the Guardians of the Galaxy got their what's his name? Kevin Bacon, and this community got their Ianto Jones. It basically was like, you're here, you have to fix things, you have to make things good for us. Anyway, so he did. Cheers, Ianto. If I was in Rothlock, I'd put your name on put my name on your wall, your honorary wall. So, yay. Anyway, those are my moments and stuff. And so what about you? What do you think? What are your favorite moments and other things that really interest you? And go ahead and chit chat with me about it.
I like the idea of the Mari Lwyd sort of kills by a frostbite. With the couple who lived down the lane in the cottage became the victims of that, and trying to escape the frostbite. They were stripped off all the clothes, trying to scratch into the sofa to escape the coldness. And then, of course, they sort of come back to life.
They were kind of zombies in a way. You're right about that.
Yeah, they use the word zombie. Daniel used the word zombies. I mean, I don't like the word zombies because there's too many zombies out there at the moment. The Mari Lwyd sort of makes them puppets, and also brings other people up from the dead, what have been dead for years, and his husband and
that was gross.
And
emotionally unhinging, yeah.
But it was Annie who saved the day.
I know, yeah.
With her conviction and faith. It is a good story. I do like the character Daniel. Spoilers: he does get it in the end. Of course, he becomes victim of the Mari Lwyd. But he's one of these non-believers, even if the facts are there in front of his face,
Right.
he still questions this and questions that when he can see the truth in front of him. And that's his downfall, really. Seeing, I think he saw one of his relatives who had been brought back from the dead outside, and that's when he loses it, and
Yeah.
that was his undoing, and death by frostbite again, just by
Yeah.
holding the door handle.
Yeah.
But then the Mari Lwyd controlled him in death, got him to invite her in through death, through the doorway,
Mhm.
which I thought was quite interesting. All the because there's a lot of Welsh in this, not language, the language of Welsh.
Yes. And
English
it's hard to
language.
understand.
It's very hard. Well, we must all be from Cardiff.
Very funny. That was just a casual line drop, but
Yeah,
oh my gosh, that was funny.
but it's a spooky, eerie, and very Christmassy, wintry tale. I enjoyed it. Ianto does get his Christmas dinner
Mhm.
invited over to Annie's house after everything's happened. Um, hopefully Torchwood will carry on doing these every Christmas after Christmas, because I
Mhm.
do like a good Christmas ghost story. So yeah, that's my favourite things about this. You got any more?
Yeah, I did like it. I did like the when the couple got brought back. It was um very Caesar Romero. It was like that was good. Then the other thing that was awesome was the way that Daniel was manipulated into letting her in. That was also really cool.
Can I just
And
go? Can I just go to your head canon there?
yeah.
Caesar Romero.
Oh no. Sorry.
Hold on. It's George A.
George Romero.
Okay. Well, nobody will notice.
No, it's all right. I just have
I just had a vision of the Joker.
I know you did. I know you did, and I'm sorry. Just let me retake that and
I am going to get a T-shirt printed. Susan's head cannon.
those are just gaffes, Lee. Those are just gaffes. They aren't ad canon. Anyway, oh gosh. Yeah, I George Romero. God, yes. Anyway,
Carry
I
on.
love I love that my brain has changed so much. Anyway,
Nobody,
let's see.
nobody will notice.
Nobody will notice. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. I love the dreamy quality of the when they're first stuck together and she's trying to describe what the Grey Mare is all about. I thought that was really, really cool and good. And then, yeah. So there's a lot of awesome, amazing parts to this, and it is really, really spooky and great for listening around Christmas.
Mm.
And I'd say that if you need a good thrill, I definitely listen to this. This one's got that in spades. Anyway, Yeah, and what a great way to end 2022, because I mean we've all been stuck at home, and something, and everybody's had something wants to come in, you know, the past couple of years, and we just have to keep fighting that. And uh and I like that they're using Ianto a lot, because I mean he's really in service. He's really got a generosity of spirit that I really like, and I really think that he shows that to be something that not everybody has, and it's quite endearing anyway. So those are my bits for the Grey Mare. I It is only an hour, and it does sort of get up and gallop away from you. And yeah, I just think that everybody should have a listen.
Mhm.
And so what do you think this would rate?
It ticks nearly all the boxes for me. Well, nearly all of it. It does tick all the boxes. It's a good story, good acting, great soundscape, set at Christmas, supernatural. So for me, it gets 10 pale men out of 10.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. Well, for me, it is it's really enjoyable, and it is worth like listening to. It's worth like letting the Grey Mare in, as it were. The Mari, what's her name again?
Whose name?
The Mari what?
Oh, the Mari Lwyd.
The Mari Lwyd. That's right. Gosh.
It's
Yeah.
Welsh.
Yeah, I just think that you should let the Mari Lwyd in. Unless you're in Wales, then I just would, not, if I were you. Anyway, I'm glad to have Lee here. I am so glad to have Lee here, because we enjoy watching things together and reviewing them and listening to these great audios together and reviewing those. And so maybe Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without Lee and watching, listening, and getting deeply touched by ghost stories. Very cool stuff. So with all of that said, I will give this I'll give this a 9.5 horse skulls out of 10. We're watching you. Yeah. And you know that when we knock, we'll knock like a metal, like that, instead of like this. Yep. It'll be a little different. Anyway, Mari Lwyd, what a cool character. What a cool idea. Those Welsh, they really have it. They've got some figured out. Anyway. Yeah.
Everything and Tom Jones.
Yeah. Seriously. And Tom Jones. And so do join us again. This weekend we'll be also reviewing something written by Charles Dickens, because it's Christmas. You must, right? Anyway, it's another ghostly story about a house. So just know that the houses can be their own characters as well.
Sure.
Join us to watch our review on that. Subscribe while you're here, hit the bell notification. You hear that? I think so.
It's broken again. You need a new dinger.
I don't know where. Is it up here? Is that better?
No, it didn't do a thing.
Oh man. Oh, anyway.
See Santa for a new bell.
I will. And join us again and join us in this group. Please come join us. Message Lee on how to do that. You got to be 18 or older, have a device to do it on, Zoom and camera, microphone, and you should be should try and keep up with us. And let's see, just make every attempt to have a good time with us. I think that that's all we need, is just somebody to have a good time with us. So message Lee. And I'd like to encourage you guys to watch Alyosha on Twitch TV, because he's doing some amazing stuff as our leadership is trying to restore some order that was destroyed under past administration. It's just fun to watch Alyosha's channel, twitch.tv/Alyosha. And then there's the other thing that we all must do is, you should probably also be watching the Disney Plus show Andor. So good. It was so good. We're going to review that soon. It was breathtaking. It was so good. So just, yeah, you'll love it. Anyway, we do listen to and watch the best stuff on Earth. And so, yeah, please join us again. And thanks.